Well, like Andre said, from the first time in 1994 when I arrived here, first time, I was just starting. It was the first jazz festival I ever played. Since then, I've played other world-class jazz festivals, excuse me, like North Sea and Montreux. But I quickly realized that the finest jazz festivals, such as the Montreal Jazz Festival and those other aforementioned, they always open the door to other styles of music, which I found incredibly exciting from a fan who got to see other music, and also felt very privileged and fortunate to get to play with such amazing musicians surrounding us. The first time I was here, like I said, it was Colin James, Room Full of Blues,
Yep.
and Little Big Band. So that I quickly realized that it was you know, the music that he was bringing in outside of jazz. What Andre was doing was bringing new fans to jazz at the same time, which I thought was a great, great thing, and widened the fan base of jazz internationally. But specifically to Montreal, it's always been one of the greatest stages that I've ever been able to present my music on. I was playing in Austin, Texas, and the runner knocked on my door, said it's time to go to the gig, and I jumped in the front seat, and the driver played me. The driver asked me if he could play me his demo tape, and I said sure, and he played it for me, and I was completely blown away. And the band was called Juan Santo Condo, and Jason was the guitar player. The guy driving the van was the singer. I became great friends with that band, and 10 years later, Jason and I stayed in touch, and his band broke up, and I made a record called Both Sides of the Gun in 2005. I invited Jason down to play on a song. Jason introduced me to these guys, and then the next day we all got in a room and played music together, and it was, I instantly recognized the chemistry in it and knew that there was something that we needed to get to. I don't want to name drop because I don't like to do that, but John Lee Hooker was a good friend of mine, and he always said, you know, if it's in you, it's got to come out. And I've always stuck to that. It's super simple, but it's straight to the point. I mean, when it's there. I grew up in a music store. It's called the Folk Music Center. It's in Claremont, California, about an hour east of Los Angeles, and between Los Angeles and Palm Desert. And I grew up with you know, like most kids have their first guitar, you know, under the Christmas tree or whatever, and you take to it in that style, or your parents give you your first guitar or your first instrument. But I grew up in an instrument store with ethnic music instruments from all over the world. It opened in 1958, so I grew up with a wall of guitars. I mean, this and this wall, all the way straight down of guitars. And I could have been drawn into any style of guitar, whether it be electric or acoustic, but I was drawn into slide. I played slide guitar before I played regular guitar. I didn't even really know that guitars had frets till someone pointed it out to me. Because I just was drawn into the sound of the slide guitar, and why that is, it's just impossible to say. It's just something that's in you, and you know, same reason someone would play the accordion. You know, really? But sure enough, people devote their life to the accordion.